Alrighty, folks. So I returned MK to the way it was. Now, I'm still coming up with lots of different ideas before I finalize anything. What I do know is we do have Lady D and Resident Evil 4 eventually coming. Like, they're coming. Now, I've thought, like, if I could... Here's the thing. You can't really move Nemesis and Jill. Like, they take least amount of space right here and work best here because this is going into the window well, like literally 10 inches. Additionally, holding this, which is the coolest swap out by far, makes it 36 inches tall. Now, if you have him doing the tentacle, it's only 32 inches, which would make it fit down low. But then it'd basically take up an entire 48-inch wide garage shelf due to everything. I mean, maybe you could fit it like right there, like Nemesis, Jill. It'd look better, Nemesis, Jill with the dog in the middle. However, this is the absolute best way to do this. And this is pretty much the only spot you can do this, is in the window well. Anywhere else, Jill would be sticking off like right here. So it does make it very tricky. I'm also trying to keep this room quarter scale. I do have a few ideas. Now, technically based off yesterday's video, yes, this could be like a 1/3 video game and bust wall. Where that's the MK 1/3. And right here, you do Wukong Bus, Kratos, J&D Stellar Blade, and Wukong 1/3. Like, those are the priorities. However, there are a few other ideas. Because I really do love my MK setup. But I also wouldn't mind just getting an MK, in general, the 1/3 mostly, out of this room. The only logical place to place them is where Jurassic is at. So let's just say we sold that. Moved all this middle room over there. Or you sell everything but the Raptor bust and props and get Queen T-Rex bust with Raptor bust with the little props right there. Although getting rid of Rotunda T-Rex is, I don't know if I could do that. Maybe just Raptor bust, Rotunda T-Rex, probably the Raptor 1/6 to go with Raptor bust, honestly, and Queen T-Rex bust. But let's just say all that. At that point, might as well keep Dilophosaurus and just make it Jurassic Park. But let's just say we got Jurassic Park right there. And then right here, which would all be free, 3 garage shelves. Now, here's the thing. This is 3 smaller shelves. This is 3 shelves, but one is a bigger one. And the big one allows me to do all the bosses underneath. On a smaller shelf, you can only fit 2 bosses. You can't fit 4, especially since this is deeper as well. It allows me to do Motaro behind Goro like that. On this shelf, you could not do that. So, plus the extra width, I have 12 extra inches, allows me to do both the bus and they're hanging off the shelf, the shoulder blades. So if you did MK here, all you really could do is the 1/3 top shelf, no busts. Down low, you could do the MK Classic. So you could do like Goro, Motaro, Kintaro, Shao Kahn, Raiden, and Liu Kang. And technically, you could fit an additional 1 Classic. Or you could keep, I guess, Baraka. Although Baraka's a villain. If you wanted to keep it good guys, you'd realistically need like a Sonya or Johnny Cage. And then if you wanted to, that'd free up this entire wall. If you wanted to keep it quarter scale video games. Or, God, it's such a hard one because I'm trying not to mix scales. I really do want to keep everything like quarter scale in this room. I'm trying to avoid 3rd scale. But, I mean, if you did just Scorpion and Sub-Zero quarter scale with their busts, they fit in one of these shelves. In a perfect world, I wish I could have MK 1/3 just out of this room. Just have 1 small MK shelf and the rest is other video games like Final Fantasy and other things. That doesn't necessarily solve my concern. Plus putting like Kratos 1/3, Wukong. I almost feel like the best idea... Now, I would love to get Queen T-Rex bust. If I can get that, God, I would. It's very expensive now. It's like over $8,000, which is such a shame because I bought it for $5,500. And I remember when I did buy it, Resin GK still hadn't shipped it. I could have got it from Secret Compass for retail, $5,700 plus shipping. Like, he just barely got it. and I was messaging him about it, and I was about to buy it and just cancel Resin GK, but then it sold out, and now if I want it, it's going to cost me like $3-4 grand more than its original retail, which is, my God, it's not worth it at that point. Here's what I'm kind of thinking, though. So, Resident Evil 4 and Village right there. Keep MK as is. Keep Jurassic as is. You get rid of Gears of War, Neo, and Laura. Scoot this over, do FF7 right there. Or you could do FF7 right here and move Devil May Cry there. Doesn't matter. Either way. This probably has better lighting, though, so you could do Final Fantasy VII there, like Cloud, Sephiroth, Tifa, and Aerith in the middle. And then in this shelf would really be, I guess, just keep Halo there, Jin Sakai, Bloodborne. I really do love that Laura. The biggest reason I would sell it is because it's not my Lara. People always correct me, Lara Croft. It's not my Lara. It's classic. And I am a newer one. So I want the newer Tomb Raider. Additionally, I feel like it's a tad underscaled. Those would be the two big reasons I would sell it. And also, I never fought Raptors in Tomb Raider. So that's the biggest reason. Gears. I love Gears of War. Haven't played it in like 8 years. Neo, slightly overscaled. Space Hog. Love the game and the statue's cool. But if we're going to get rid of stuff, we get rid of Neo, Gears, and Tomb Raider. And then just throw Jin Sakai and Bloodborne in this display. Final Fantasy VII, Last of Us 1. Still on space for Goku versus Vegeta. We'll let future Flankster figure that out. In this scenario, we would have to, in essence, do middle room over here. What would probably work best is if you had, like, Kratos quarter scale is 24 by 24 and then like 37 inches tall. So it's a beast. Like, that is humongous. Think of like the base is nearly the size of Freddy's base. That's 2 feet by 2 feet. And it's 37 inches tall, which is slightly taller than Pennywise's balloon. And that's to Kratos' head. Doing the spear makes it like 40 something inches tall. But I mean, I really do want the Wukong bust, because I think it's the best bust I've ever seen. Like that in my Kratos bust. But let's just say you did Wukong bust, raised, and then in front you did 3 1/3. Kratos, Wukong, J&D Stellarblade. It's kind of how you'd have to do it. You can't really do 2 back-to-back shelves and have statues facing this direction. It doesn't work. Everything needs to face this direction, because that's the best angles. So it needs to be right here. J&D Stellarblade will not be a space hog, and I doubt Queen's future Wukong 1/3 will as well. Kratos is the space hog, so you need to fit, in essence, on like half this shelf, for example. J&D Stellarblade, Wukong 1/3, Kratos, Wukong bust raised, so you can see it above them. Or you do everything side by side or whatever. But middle room right there for the video game 1/3 and the bust is kind of one of the best options. Unless you move all MK here, Queen T-Rex over there. And then on this wall, you kind of just do all 1/3 and Wukong bust and whatever. Ideally, I want to keep my scales in line and try to separate 1/3 from busts, or 1/3 from quarter scales. As one reason, like, you have Scorpion bust right here, so any quarter scale here are separated by a bust at least. It's definitely a tricky one. I wish I just had more space. If I can somehow convince the wife to allow me to put DBZ upstairs in that room, not only would I gain extra Dragon Ball Z space, because then I'd be able to do 3 garage shelves on the 3rd garage shelf, do KD Goku vs. Vegeta and all his dioramas. But this space alone would be sufficient for what I would need. Where you do in the corner, like Wukong bust, Wukong 1/3, J&D Stellarblade, Kratos 1/3, and you'd have space for even like Thor 1/3, for example. And then underneath you could do Final Fantasy VII and future Prime 1 video game statues. Elden Ring, And, I mean, you could technically buy the Demon Souls statue. And then you can move Bloodborne and Neo and have like a Souls display. There's definitely options, but this is the best option in my opinion. Getting Dragon Ball Z upstairs in the spare bedroom, clean it out. I've been trying to convince my wife, saying I'll give her money, I'll buy her a shed, I'll buy her a greenhouse. Trying to do what I can, because getting Dragon Ball Z out of this room is the absolute best option, because then we can avoid putting statues in the mid room. You could just have 2 full garage shelves. I mean, heck, if you wanted to keep this as 3-tiered, well, no, we have to move these 3 tiers upstairs. But yeah, this is the best option. We need to somehow convince the wife, because then it fixed literally all my problems in life. Well, statue problems, not other problems. My constant desire to eat pizza and hamburgers and cinnamon rolls, that's a whole different story. Dragon Ball Z is the best option, if it's possible. I'm still trying, trust me, folks. I have tried. I've offered the wife $10,000, buy her a shed, a greenhouse. She is insistent on no, but maybe somehow. I need to get like a ginormous commission at work and just be like, babe, I'll give you $25,000 to let me put statues upstairs. I think if I offered her that much money, she would agree. Because I really don't want to sell anything. I love my Jurassic setup. It's so sick. And I still want Queen T-Rex. Now, we are about 2 years away from, well, maybe even a year, because Wukong Bust. But when Wukong Bust does arrive, we'll just have to throw it there for now. Kratos is still a year and a half out. J&D Stellarblade, a year plus out. So we definitely have time. We have the space for the Resident Evil now. FF7 is a whiles out. We do have time, but we're definitely going to have to figure things out in about a year. That's why I'm really hesitant, because I have people messaging me saying, hey, I'll buy your Motaro off you. Of course, everyone wants Motaro. It's like limited to like 30. And it's super sick. Everyone's offering to buy my MK right now, but I'm like, I love my Mortal Kombat. Heck, I got a tattoo of MK. I've put tens of thousands of hours into Mortal Kombat. I hate to sell it. And I've already downsized Mortal Kombat so much over the years. This room almost used to be entirely Mortal Kombat at one point. When I had all the ninjas and cyborgs, I had a lot of MK in this room. I had the arcade machine. I don't know if you guys remembered, like this whole wall was MK. And you had MK all the way down. Like all of this was MK at one point. It was almost a Mortal Kombat room. And I still wish I had all those statues. I loved them. They were great. The cyborgs, the ninjas, all of them were way cool. My MK9 line, I'm a big fan of that. I missed that line. It was cool. So I hate to downsize Mortal Kombat even further and go without key quintessential characters like Raiden and Shao Kahn, Liu Kang, the mains, plus MKX, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. It'd break my heart to not have them. Anyways, folks, we're going to try the Dragon Ball Z method. That way we can just keep MK as is. That solves all problems. If that truly does fail, doing everything mid-room on this shelf may be our best option. And then Final Fantasy VII, you'd have to just sell 3 video game statues if you want to keep MK as is. Get rid of 3, and then you could fit Final Fantasy VII in that room. And this is pending me not buying any future video game statues from Prime 1. We'll have to figure it out. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.